Hi friends, it's Sandra here from the Creative Wandering Duo. I've been getting questions, emails, text messages, whatever, asking, where are you? What are you doing? Well, it's harvest time, and so I've been doing gardening, bringing in the garden, a lot of canning, and yeah, I did 60 pounds of carrots this week. Some of them got shredded, and some of them were sliced. And some I just put into the fridge just whole so that we could munch on them raw. So that is what I've been doing. And Dave has been busy with harvest as well. And so I've been baking bread and cookies and cakes and all kinds of stuff for his lunchbox. But I'll take you around today. We're on the last stages here of doing harvest. It's starting to get colder at night. It's supposed to get down to 0 or less than 0 this weekend. So I figure I better bring in the last of the plants and harvest my zucchini and things like that. So I'm going to take you around. It's not a quilting one this weekend, or this time around. So I hope you enjoy. This is from our deck. We inherited this planter for the winter, so I'm going to take cuttings from it and winter it over, and then when the lady comes back up to pick up her planter, she'll have cuttings in it already again. But we have a lot of flowers. The asters planted themselves from last year, and they're just beautiful. I had a lot of herbs in here, and I have been harvesting. I still got quite a few little tomatoes here to harvest. I did pick my tomatoes the other day, and I got 32 pounds of tomatoes, so that's quite a bit. And the pansies, they reseed themselves. The Johnny Jump Ups, the marigolds I planted. Here you can see we got some fair-sized spaghetti squash in here. And we grew cucumbers on the trellis this year. And we've still got more growing here. You can see there's only not too big yet, but he can grow bigger. Another one. So those I'll leave. There's some more in here. And our potatoes are in the bins here. Those I'm digging out today. We got one lonely pumpkin here. He's not very big, but he's turning orange. And the beets were in here. I harvested them, sliced some for freezing, and did some into pickles. I think we got, I want to say, probably about 40 pounds of beets from there. And I had carrots in here. And then the tomatoes were in there, and we got 32 pounds of tomatoes. And the mountain ash is turning color. The birds will be happy. The rhubarb is pretty well done for the year. I have to go in and pick the zucchini. The rose is just budding out again. We've had a lot of blossoms off of that rose this year. The corn grew very well, but did not produce very good cobs. That's our second year. I don't know if we'll try corn again. Like, it grew, but the cobs aren't worth picking. And yes, I have some more spaghetti squash. You can see one hanging there, and there's one down underneath. I don't know if you can see it hiding back in there. And I had carrots out here. They've been picked. And more carrots. And we had one parsley come up. And then more asters. These ones I seeded out here. And they're so pretty now. And then, of course, there's the odd pansy that has planted itself out here. I had planted pansies, and one lonely cucumber came up out here. I had extra seed, so I threw it in, and we got one little cucumber off. I'm letting it grow. If it survives, it'll survive. And then let's have to get out here with a fork and turn everything over, clean it out and turn it over. My job today is harvesting potatoes. So I'll set you up so you can watch me do a bit of that. It's a good time of the year. I like this time of the year. Oh. And I have my digging claws here. I like those gloves. If I could hold the camera and dig these potatoes at the same time, I would, but I can't do that all. We did pretty good this year. That's quite a few, and I've got some washed in the truck already. So it's just a case of hosing them down, getting most of the dirt off, and then I'll take them inside, lay them on a blanket to dry, and then they'll keep for the winter as long as they're in a dark, cooler, dark place. But this should keep us going until at least Christmas time. Maybe even a little longer. We do like our potatoes. We like them mashed. We like them in casseroles and soups and stews. Scallop potatoes are awesome. Potatoes are comfort food. I don't care how you look at it. So I'll finish up this job, and then I'll bring you along to another part of the harvest. Well, that's what 28 pounds of potatoes look like. That's pretty good for this year. Plus, we've eaten a lot already this summer. And that is 32 pounds of tomatoes. And to ripen them quicker, I wrap them up in a blanket on the floor. And this one can come out. That was pretty green yesterday. And then, because I don't have enough to do up right away, no, that one's still kind of green. I take and put them in the freezer. I just freeze them just like that. And then when I'm ready to do them up, I take out however many I need and cook them up and make salsa or whatever out of them. So these can lay and ripen like this. I'll show you how I cover them up. And by covering them in like that, it keeps all that ripening chemicals that they need to ripen enclosed like that. And they ripen a whole lot quicker. You put them in cardboard boxes and they don't ripen quite as quick, and I find they rot a lot quicker. By doing this, I haven't had, I can't say not any, because last year I had some root or some blossom rot on the bottom, like that would have been in here, and that would have rotted out on me. This year, they are so beautiful, the tomatoes. So, no blossom rot, which is good. I like that. Hydrator going. Inside, I have trays of cilantro drying, and this is lemongrass. It's good for bronchial type colds. Make a tea out of that. You can look that up online. So yeah, that all my herbs I dry in there, and if I don't grow mushrooms, but if I find a good sale on mushrooms, I'll pick up several and I'll dry them. This is chives that I've dried. That's onions that I've done. There's mushrooms, and I take and put one of these food safe deoxidizer packs in with them so that they stay good. I got a couple of jars. There they are, both of them. That's the other chives. 2 jars of chives. And this year I've done up some cucumber pickles, some relish. I even got enough for beets here for pickles. And back here, I believe, is strawberry jam. Out of our strawberries this year, Dave was quite impressed. We've never done any strawberry jam. And then I made rhubarb marmalade because I like rhubarb marmalade. And that's juice from cooking up a ham. And I can add that to my soup. And of course, our garlic is drying. I'll be using some of that in salsa. And then I made up some, well, you can't hardly get into this box. Applesauce. Here's applesauce. I bought some green apples and made applesauce. Haven't done quite as much canning this year as I did last year, but then last year we did the trip to BC, so I had a lot of fruit. So And then I have, there's onions that are drying from this year. I have one freezer that is vegetables and frozen fruit. Now this is how I do up my tomatoes. As they ripen, I just put them in the bag. And I do the same thing with the cherry tomatoes. This is shredded carrots, enough in each one for a carrot cake. And I got soup in our, we call that Mennonite Tupperware. Got some borscht and some beef soup. Dave doesn't care for borscht, so. And then I've done beets up. I've just sliced them, and I've got sliced carrots. And yeah, that's our vegetable freezer. My older stuff I put towards the bottom, and then I know I have to get that used up first. So well, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me today. That was this morning of harvest, and Dave is out changing the oil in the truck. We have a planned trip coming up, so that should be fun. Not going to be a long time, just a short trip. I'm not saying anything because it's kind of a surprise. So as to the where we're going, and yeah, feels great to have different herbs done up and getting ready for winter. I enjoy this time of year. I hate to see it come because it's a lot of work, but you know, in the winter when it's snowing and blowing and cold out there and you can't get out to go to the store or anything, it's absolutely wonderful to just go to your freezer or your cupboard, your pantry, and pick out things that you need. And you always got food. It's the way I was raised. And yeah, as long as I can grow a garden, I probably will. Anyway, remember, if you've made it this far, why don't you subscribe? And I'll try and be more faithful on getting some more quilting and sewing projects back on here again. But I just figured I should let you know what we've been up to this past while, because it's been 3-4 weeks since we had a video out. So I'm sorry. We're trying to get them done more often, but sometimes I think it's kind of boring. And if it isn't, let me know. I'll make more of these kind, but it is what it is, because we just do life. So yeah, subscribe, hit the like, and leave a comment. So take care, and remember, stay real.